Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Oaktree TV. I'm Dave Kemp, and today I'm joined by Dr. Deanne Rudden. Deanne, say hello.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on, Dave.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on today, Deanne. So the reason I wanted to bring her on today is that aside from being a private practice owner of Longmont Hearing Tinnitus, she's also recently started a podcast in conjunction with the Hearing Journal. So why don't you tell us a little bit, Deanne, about this new podcast and kind of what it entails?
Yeah, so a few months back, I was approached by the Hearing Journal because they had started a podcast about a year ago, and they were looking to do a bit of a reboot on it. So they reached out to me and asked me if I might be interested in being the host of the podcast, and we started to kind of script out what we thought might be a good format and kind of the direction that they were looking to take it in. It was very much in alignment with what I was interested in. So I'm really excited to be a part of the new venture and to bring this to our audiology community. What's really cool about it, I think, is that it is designed to be very quick, 10 to 15 minute maximum time frame. So it's, easy bites that you can listen to on the fly. You don't have to dedicate hours of your life to getting information or downloading the conversation. It's meant to be very quick and a concise format for your listening pleasure. So I'm hopeful that it's something that resonates with our community and makes it easy to access for everybody.
That's awesome. It sounds really interesting. I love the idea of the snack size content too. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially as there's so many things that demand our attention today. So I kind of think that's 10 to 15 minute increment is like the sweet spot. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, the guests that you've brought on, the conversations that you've had, sort of what the podcast is taking shape and how it looks so far.
Yeah. So far, so good. I mean, we wanted to gauge interest. So we've done 3 podcasts that we have ready to go. They're designed to be monthly. So it's something you're, again, not committing to lots of time with it. And very interesting because the guests that I have had so far have just been spectacular. The first guest, which is available now already on the Hearing Journal website, is Dr. Heiman. And if you're unfamiliar with her, she is a must get to know person in our field and our community. She has a private practice outside of Chicago, Illinois, and also does quite a bit of social media online. So she is a presence and a force to be reckoned with. She and I actually got together to really talk about the concept of storytelling and using storytelling in your social media, which is a passion of mine as well. So our conversation was great. She is a master of Facebook Live and video content. So that's an area where I feel like I need a lot more schooling on. So being able to sit down with her and chat about ways to tell stories and why storytelling is so effective, and then how to implement that in your own practice container with Facebook Live and using video content to promote your practice, hopefully is very powerful for lots of people, and they can use it right away. The second person that we invited on was meant to be in conjunction with May is Better Hearing Month. It is a part of a cover story that the Hearing Journal did with audiologists and audiologists who have hearing loss specifically. And they asked me to seek out an audiologist with hearing loss that we could interview for the podcast that wasn't a part of the article, just kind of like bonus content, so to speak. And I really thought that I would be looking for someone that was more of a seasoned professional that maybe developed hearing loss and could speak about that journey. But interestingly enough, I actually was approached by Gail Whitelaw from Ohio State University. She's, outstanding educator of the year, by the way. So the woman is incredible. And she said, I've got a student that I think you need to meet, and I think she would be perfect for this segment that you're trying to do. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me reach out to her. And I met her at AAA in person, and man, Gail did not disappoint. Her name is Samantha Kesteloot. She's a third-year AUD student. She wears a cochlear implant on one side, a hearing aid on the other. She is very passionate about working with pediatrics and children with hearing loss. And man, she just knocked my socks off, as I said. And I think you guys are going to love her. She's someone to watch for the future of audiology. And then our last podcast that we have ready to go for June is with Gyl Kasewurm. I mean, when you think about going from fine to fabulous, there is no one better than Gyl Kasewurm. She has seen it all, and she inspires me almost daily to be my best and to think outside the box. And we had a really great conversation. One of the things that my hope is that we're able to tell the stories, lessons, and truths about hearing to a world that's in need. And so that's my hope for the podcast, is that we get to use the voices of the people within our field to really share those messages, not only with the world, but with each other. There's never been a better time to uplift each other and to support each other than now.
I love that.
I feel so strongly about it.
I couldn't have said it better. I think that makes a ton of sense. And, I think that as much change that this industry is sort of going through right now, and what's on the horizon with OTC and everything, I think it makes a lot of sense to have this collaboration to allow for each other to tell their stories and share with each other of how they're succeeding and what they're doing. And I just think it makes a ton of sense. So as we kind of wrap up here, why don't you share with everyone where they can find your podcast and kind of what the plan is moving forward beyond these 3 episodes?
Well, right now you can find the first episode. It's available now. It's on Hearing Journal's website, Hearing Journal website, and there's a tab for podcasts. You can listen to it now. Right now, it's in that format on their website for download. Our hope is that you guys like it, and that we're able to do more and more of these and distribute it to a broader audience. But this is a test to see, what your interest is and how much people are enjoying it. So I know for myself, I'm very open to ideas that all of us may have about, who's an interesting person or what's an interesting topic that you might want to hear a little more about. And I would love to bring that to our fellow colleagues and our community. So you can certainly reach out to me. But for now, the idea is to have you enjoy it right now on the Hearing Journal's website, and hopefully you guys are interested enough to keep listening.
Absolutely, and I will link all of this in the show notes, so everybody that's watching, be sure to go check this out. Let's make sure that this gets a whole bunch of different listens and that people are starting to be exposed to this, because I did listen to the first episode. It is a really cool, new, unique kind of format I haven't seen yet in this industry, so I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be a success, and we want to do anything that we can to help you kind of succeed with it.
Thank you. We really, really appreciate that. And I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to come on here and to amplify what the Hearing Journal is trying to bring to our community as well. I mean, it's a great opportunity, and I'm really appreciate your time, Dave, to have me on Oaktree TV.
Absolutely, Dan. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.